All right, welcome everyone to the Texas Association for College Admission Counseling College Fair. We are really excited to have you participating in this event tonight. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Now, each institution is going to have 6 minutes to share more about their school, but they will be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Andy, and I will be your facilitator tonight. And before we get started, just a few housekeeping announcements. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. However, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Now, this is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check out the schedule on the website for more information on other schools. And lastly, this presentation is being recorded, and that recording will be available at strivescan.com/Texas. And now I'd like to turn things over to our first presenter, the University of Minnesota.
Thank you, Andy. Hello, everyone. I'm going to take a moment to share my screen, and I hope that you all will be able to see it well in just a moment. All righty. So my name is Jacob Osterman, and I use he, him, his pronouns, and I am a freshman admissions counselor from the University of Minnesota. And today we're definitely going to be talking about our business school, our Carlson School of Management. So as a little overview for our university, we are a Big Ten flagship state school, right? So we have about 30,000 undergraduate students, and each year we take in roughly 6,600, 6,700. Fall 21 was a little big for us, but I do also want to share that with our 150 majors, we organize them across 8 freshman admitting colleges. And today we're going to be focusing on our business school, Carlson School of Management, where we have 10 of our majors. So with that, because you're applying straight in right away as a freshman, we don't have a general studies program. You're going right into one of these colleges. It immediately becomes smaller, where instead of joining a class of 6,000, you're actually now becoming one of 650-ish. Again, fall 21 was a little big for us, and an undergraduate body of about 3,000 right on our campus. So when we look at the majors that are available in Carlson, we offer 10. And by just sheer size of popularity, the ones that are our largest is our finance, number 1, marketing, number 2, and accounting, number 3. But we also realize, though, that businesses, some require different types of skills. And so, public and nonprofit management is actually very different than entrepreneurial management in some ways. So we make sure that we kind of offer ways that, depending on what your future goals are, you can tap into those skills in different aspects of business. Now, we also are very proud of our community that we offer on our campus, and so if we go back to that smaller community that you're joining right away, that comes with immediate academic advising, career advising, study abroad offices that are housed within each of the colleges. So it's tailored already around your general field right away within Carlson. Our student-to-teacher ratio is 20:1. We have a numerous amount of support staff for our students to be able to get involved in. But I also be remiss if I don't talk about the incredible community that we have in the Minneapolis-St. Paul Twin Cities area. In that, the Minneapolis-St. Paul Twin Cities, they actually have the best per capita ratio for Fortune 500s for any major company or major city in this country, with 16 of them. And they're literally in our backyard. For example, this train, this is called the light rail. It's right for city, Minneapolis and St. Paul, goes right in front of our student union. You hop it, you ride it 4 stops, 20 minutes, and you're downtown Minneapolis. And there are other businesses there too. So it's immediate access to some real life experiences. And you don't even need a car to do it. We're also proud of our innovative curriculum. We have what is called the Impact Core. This was borrowed from our MBA program, and this will start during your second year, where you'll be following a cohort model where you're going to be touching the 8 different facets of business: marketing, management, accounting, finance, information systems, supply chain, human capital, and race and power in business. Because we want to make sure that when you talk about business, what do you mean? What particular facet? Where can you really thrive? What skills can you really dive into to really support a company? But we also want to make sure that you understand all those other aspects too, because you're going to be intertwining and working with people in a company. And you want to make sure that you understand those skills too. We also realize that global business is kind of the next frontier. And since 2007, we have been requiring our students in Carlson to study abroad. You have to go to another country for at least a little bit of time, whether it be 10 days over the summer, maybe 3 weeks, a semester, because we realize that we will definitely get you ready for domestic business. But our world is only getting smaller, folks. We want to make sure you're ready for it in real time. We also want to make sure that you're ready for success by the time you graduate. For our University Career Center, we have kind of two branches. We have our coaching, which is your classic, what you imagine, right? Your resume building, your interview skills, but then also our corporate engagement. We actually have 22 interview rooms that are located right in Carlson. Again, that small group, only about 3,000 students, and corporation, again, 4 stops away on a train, right? They're coming to meet our students. And if you can't get a job right away after school, which I'll show you a stat in a minute that you probably will, but we'll also support you within also a year after you graduate as well to make sure you set up for success. If you still want to be at the University of Minnesota, let's talk a little bit about our admissions process and how you could possibly join us maybe in fall 23 or maybe later. So for us, we are in 2 places. We're on our Golden Gopher application, which is a website, or the Common application. Honestly, Common App's wonderful. About 70% of our applications last year came from the Common App. So we're great with that. It includes filling out the form, a $55 application fee, a self-report your record, and we are test optional for fall 2023. We are not test optional. I don't know beyond 2024, so I'm not sure, but at least for fall 23, we do not require test score. Now, we are equal consideration regardless of when you apply. We are not a school as an early priority. The only difference is that if you apply sooner, you will hear back sooner. So if you're someone that wants your decision sooner, just apply sooner, but otherwise you have until January 1st. And for fall 2023, our application will open in August. Now, who typically is admitted? So this is kind of a breakdown of our university in Carlson specifically. You can see that the test scores, again, they are optional, but they're pretty consistent for both. But where Carlson kind of separates themselves for our incoming class is they tend to be students who are pretty good at school, right? They tend to be in the top 15% of their high school class with generally straight A's. Those GPAs you see are unweighted at a 4.0. We didn't want to tap into weighted scales because every high school kind of does it differently. But for Carlson, generally straight A's, right? 3.7 or higher out of 4.0. Whereas for the most of the university, it's more like A's and B's with a 3.5. Now, unfortunately, Texas is out of state, so it is a little bit of a different cost. But as you look at this full breakdown and you see that 53 number, I want to be very clear. That is not what you're expecting to pay. That is the starting number, and it goes down from there. Automatic consideration when you apply for scholarships, $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000 per year. And it's on top of need-based aid as well. Also, that little stat right on the bottom, 98.2% of our students find a job or graduate school within 3 months. So when we talk about that whole career supports, if you can't find a job right away, which I'm pretty confident you will, you also will get supports after as well, as a reminder. Now, here's me rocking my favorite sweater. I realize I'm running a little short on time. I want to make sure you hear from some other incredible schools as well. So I'm going to put my information in the chat, and Skayuma. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much to the University of Minnesota. And next up, we have the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rebecca Heilman, and I am the Regional Recruitment Specialist based here in Houston. So I am right here in Houston. We also have 2 other reps in Texas. So we are here in Texas for you guys and want to help any way we can, because we know that this is sometimes a little overwhelming process as you're looking at schools, especially an out-of-state school. We have heard from another Big Ten institution tonight, but we are actually one of the smallest Big Ten institutions with just over 20,000 undergraduates. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln is located in downtown Lincoln, Nebraska, which is the capital of the state. What makes our campuses really unique is that you can walk across campus in 12 minutes and have a very traditional campus feel, but then we are right next to downtown. So you get to experience the hustle and bustle of a big city with the art and culture and music and food, but all that Midwestern charm that so many students really enjoy. Over a third of our student population is located or comes from outside of the state of Nebraska, and over 100 countries are represented as well on campus. We've been rated one of the top value and safest campuses in the country, as well as one of the most Instagrammable. And you'll see some of the photos, but I'm definitely going to suggest that you follow us on social media to get a better feel if we spark your interest tonight. Nebraska has over 150 different majors spanning across 9 academic colleges. This does include an Explore Center for those maybe that you're leaning towards business but want a little extra guidance. Also pre-health and pre-law. So I know a lot of students in business also are looking for that pre-law advising. Our College of Business has 10 programs, including accounting, actuarial science, agribusiness, business administration, economics, finance, international business, management, marketing, and supply chain management. I know it's a lot, but those really common ones that a lot of business schools are going to have. We also have a really strong entrepreneurship program that a lot of students find a lot of interest in. We have over 500 clubs and organizations to get involved in, both the professional ones, which I definitely suggest in the College of Business, but also one of those fun ones. So if you want to go watch the squirrels, you can do that on our campus. We do have major specific advisors and career coaches. So they're going to be there guiding you all the way so that you can get your foot in the door and get a job right after graduation. We do have learning communities that are geared, and we do have one towards our business, but more if you want to do leadership too is another great one that a lot of business students lean towards. What's really important that you're going to get connected on campus, and you're going to make really great friendships and connections that are going to last long after that degree once you are out in the real world and as a graduate of Nebraska. Being part of the Big Ten means we're also a Research One institution. Not as popular in business, but it's something that, you know, you're going to have those really great connections also. Since we are a smaller student body, that means you're going to have smaller classes. So you really get to know your professors starting your freshman year. This can lead to a lot of incredible opportunities that you can get involved with research, or just they might know some great internships along the way. Another program that you may be interested in, since you're here to talk about business, is the Nebraska Business Honors Academy. This is a 4-year cohort-based enhanced business curriculum for high ability students who have the potential and desire to become the next generation of business leaders. This does encompass all of the degree programs, and it is a very collective process for that, an interview process, and about 1/3 of the student population is from outside of Nebraska when they are doing these programs with that. So just a little bit about scholarships, because I know it's always a little scary looking at an out-of-state university. I'm definitely going to encourage you to go to that website down there and start crunching numbers to see why Nebraska could be a perfect fit for you over the next 4 years. That application is going to open up on August 1st. We are rolling admissions also. So that means as soon as you get that in and we have all your information, that you will usually get a response within 2-3 weeks with that. We also will review you for those merit scholarships right away. Right now, we're not sure if we're going to need those SAT or ACT scores for the merit-based scholarships. So I'm suggesting to any juniors and below, please take those so we're not frantically trying to get those in the fall. So if you have that opportunity to take them, this year we were test flexible. And we aren't quite sure yet what next year is going to bring. So I'm definitely want you just to have that in your pocket in case that we do need to do this. You can be admitted test optional, but again, the scholarships may not be at this time. We are also on Common App as well as our own application. So like I said, August 1st. And then that Business Academy, that process does open up in August too, and you need to be an admitted student. What's really great about our business program is it's actually a direct admit program, meaning if you're admitted to the University of Nebraska, you are admitted to any of the business programs that you would be looking at. And then if you want to go on to that Honors Academy, you can definitely apply for that. We are open for visits, which is really exciting to see students back on campus. And we do have virtual options also for you. So if you're not quite wanting to make that trip up there, I know that the College of Business has some really great recruitment team that will gladly do a Zoom meeting with you so you can get a better feel for Nebraska with that. Again, anything that we can help you out, I'm gonna put our information in the chat. You can reach out to us any way that we'd like to help you out, and go Big Red.
All right, thank you to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And next up, we have the University of Michigan.
Hello, everyone. Let me go ahead and get my screen shared here. So I'm excited to join you all. Thank you all for joining today. I'm excited to share a little bit about the University of Michigan and specifically the Ross School of Business. So my name is Kim Williams, and I am one of our assistant directors here within the Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan. So I know you've heard from some great, amazing Big Ten schools as well. And we are one of the Big Ten as well. One of the great things about the University of Michigan is that you get the best of both worlds. We are a top 5 public institution, and we are currently the #4 undergraduate business program in the South. So we are super excited to be a part of that as well. And it's really due to our outstanding professors that teach in these courses in our business school, as well as the school spirited. Our students are full of school spirit at the University of Michigan and absolutely thrive on it. So it's really a great place to be in terms of a public institution, as well as being a part of a top undergraduate business program. So within Ross, we have something called our signature learning experience. So one of the unique things about the Ross School of Business is that we are a broad-based BBA program. So what that means is we have no majors inside of Ross, which is super, super great for our students, because being that you're fresh out of high school and you're thinking like, I know I want to do business, but what type of business do I do? It's really, really nice to see that our students don't have to choose a major inside of Ross. They are able to explore all avenues. We teach you all areas of business, so you are truly prepared for the real world in business when you obtain your undergraduate degree from the Ross School of Business. So our students go through a signature learning experience. So each year it focuses on a different experience for them to bring in business into their world and truly get that hands-on learning experience. So this is a snapshot regarding what students go through their first year all the way to their 4th year, which wraps up their capstone. So as I mentioned, we are a broad-based BBA curriculum. So we teach you broad-based knowledge. We give you exposure to a variety of different subjects. And we also help you with transferable skills, which are all highly ranked by our valued our employers. Sometimes students are like, oh, well, is an employer going to know that I'm interested in this particular field of business? Absolutely. We have a career development office that works hand in hand to make sure that you are, when our recruiters come to recruit our students within inside of Ross. So you will be prepared in terms of when you're taking these courses. You may think like, oh, I'm really interested in marketing. So when the marketing recruits come, you'll be able to stand out and be able to have your resume reviewed, peer coaches, our career development office. You'll be very prepared to go into those interviews. Here's a snapshot of our BBA curriculum. Once again, as I mentioned, we are a holistic BBA program. So we have something called a fixed core and a floating core. And we also carve out a semester for our students to study abroad. We think it's extremely important as well to be able to learn business internationally. So our students are able to have their junior year of the winter semester carved out if they would like to study abroad. We also do lean on our liberal arts. So within Ross, you have to do 58 business credits, and then 54 are outside of Ross. So that way we know that you are coming to a big public institution and you're like, oh, wow, do I just have to I want to just focus in on Ross, or I also want to explore the campus. So our students are also required to take courses outside of Ross, known as their distribution requirements. So that way they're able to explore the University of Michigan for all that it offers. And we also have what we call the real experience. So we know sometimes students are like, you just go into a class, think that they may just go into a classroom and do lectures and listen to lectures. Actually, within inside of Ross, we actually have what we call the real experience and action-based learning. So you are actually learning by doing. You are not just sitting inside of your classroom taking those notes. You are actually doing a real start, real invest, real advice, and real lead. So you're really having this hands-on learning experience. So when it is time for you to go into the real world, you will truly feel prepared. Some of our students come in and they're like, I want to start a company. So we have Real Start where you're able to do that. We have centers and institutes inside of Ross where students are able to explore that avenue that they wish to do. So maybe even get funding to start a company if that's where you explore interest. Real Invest, we have one of the first TASI trading floors inside of Ross. So our students are really able to see how to invest real funds and how the ups and the downs of those funds can be translated through students. So they're really able to explore those avenues in which they have interest. We also know that it's important to be involved inside of Ross, extracurricular wise. We also have over 60+ clubs and organizations for our students to join, and also being connected to their peers inside of Ross. Once again, our study abroad options, our students are connected all over study abroad, not just for a semester. So if you feel like a semester is just way too much for you, you will be able to maybe do a 2-week summer trip or internship over studying abroad. So that way you don't feel like maybe I just don't want to do a full semester. Maybe you want to do something just a little bit, just a short term to see how it is to study abroad. We have various options because we have a global initiative office inside of Ross. Then we have our Shine and our Job Market. So we have a career development office right inside of Ross that is able to help you be prepared for your real world experience and for the dream job that you have came to the University of Michigan Ross School of Business. So this does conclude my time. I will put my contact information as well as how to connect with us inside of the chat. And I look forward to answering some questions at the end of this presentation. So thank you.
All right, thank you so much to the University of Michigan. And next up, we have Minot State University.
All right, let's share this screen. Okay. So this is Minot State University. BC and B, her B, you is our tagline. Where are we located? We're all the way up in the north, up in northern North Dakota. A little bit different than down in Texas, but it's a little bit of excitement because it's a exact opposite side. So it's fun. It's fun to learn. But that's what the campus looks like. The campus is like, I always get told I'm wrong when I say it's a block, but it looks that far in that little brick building. If you can see my mouse, is that brick building in the middle. And that is the business building. And the business building holds everything from the business information technology, so BIT, the business administration classes, the accounting finance classes, the clubs, the SWIFT. So SWIFT is our BIT club where it's includes everything that has to do with management information systems, so to speak. So everything is housed in one nice little building so that you don't have to wander around campus while you're doing that. This is all of our majors, but you're not here for all of our majors. You're here for some of our majors. And these are some of our majors. I didn't want to write them all down on there because I know you can read. But I broke it down into accounting and finance. All these majors have their own clubs on campus as well, such as the finance club, which was giving a few $100,000 to play with when it comes to stock markets. So if you are interested in clubs, they make real world experiences due to great donations from our benefactors. Accounting club also does something similar with taxes for the community. Business administration, we have entrepreneurship, international business management, and marketing for our majors. And then there's also concentrations such as the leadership concentration, which entrepreneurship and leadership both have their own club as well. The leadership club has been known to help create ongoing initiatives in the community, like Backpack Buddies, which is an initiative to bring food to students, like elementary students who may not have food when they go back home. And then Entrepreneurship Club, I was part of that club when they helped a local business get started. So if you ever visit Minot, if you go downtown, there's Prairie Sky Breads, you could go there, and that was helped by Minot State University in getting started. For business information technology, we have applied business information tech, business education and management information systems as a baseline. And then we also have many grad programs. I only wrote down information systems, sports management, and cybersecurity management, but we also have management concepts, for example, and management as other master's programs that you can go into. So you can come get your undergrad and then go for your graduate program at the same university. Whoops. All right. I kind of mentioned about the local community items that you can do where it pairs up with the community. You get real world experience with, and you can see the city grow as you grow at the Minot State, as you help the community itself. Internships through Minot State University are all paid when through business majors. So they have the incentive to make you actually learn hands-on because they're paying you. So you have that opportunity to get paid as well as work through Minot State University. Keys to success, we like to help you succeed in any way possible. So we give you all of these resources for free, from peer tutoring to career services to help you with your resume. So your cover letter, mock interview, so you can go with that internship or do work study on campus and use those resources right here to make sure that you can succeed in all of your classes as well as in the future. Minot State University also has an automatic 4-year award program, which counting upon where you land at on there, you can see that we offer a lot of scholarships available to everybody. The ACT SAT score is not required to attend Minot State University, but it is highly recommended for scholarships, as you can see right here that I have. For this deadline is July 1st, but the other deadlines were February 15th for the other scholarships. These are the admission requirements: 2.75 GPA, statement of intent, and high school core. And then the items to send in is your in-progress transcript as well as your official transcript once you graduate. This is my information. I was a business major graduate as well, and it is always adapting. I hear it's all adapting as well coming this next year. They are still planning it out. So who knows? It's getting exciting because cybersecurity is somewhat tied into that. And so the business side of information technology is actually getting built up. So if you're interested in that side or business administration side, those are all getting updated in the next coming year. So if you're interested in that side approach, that is coming back to Minot State University. But thank you so much for listening. I kind of went through that. So if you ever wanted to learn more, you can easily reach out. I will put my information into the chat box so that you can reach out to me as well. Or if you want to take a screenshot of that, you can do that as well. But thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much to Minot State University. And next up, we have James Madison University.
Thanks, Andy. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. I'm Molly Brown, Associate Dean in the JMU College of Business, and I hope to answer the question, why study business at James Madison University? Well, let me start with a short introduction to the university itself. James Madison University is the quintessential college campus, mostly residential undergraduate students with a faculty who have a passion for both teaching and research. We're about 2 hours outside of the DC metro area in the magnificent, and I must add, warmer Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. About 25% of our 22,000 students study business. There could not be a better time to study business at JMU with our newly completed College of Business Learning Complex, an $84 million facility that houses state-of-the-art classrooms, study spaces, collaboration spaces, as well as our Bloomberg terminal-equipped capital markets lab, a digital marketing lab, and our Center for Entrepreneurship. In the College of Business, we've cultivated a reputation for developing skilled, hardworking, standout young professionals who work well in teams. Let me spend a moment talking about how we've helped you build those skills. We offer a broad array of majors to suit your individual interests. Within each major, you can further select from concentrations in innovative areas such as environmental and natural resource economics, socioeconomics, risk management, financial technology and analytics, digital marketing, entrepreneurship, management consulting, and more. All of these skills prepare our graduates for an evolving business world. Students frequently add on minors to further build their skill sets, and many earn certifications in Amazon Web Services, ethical leadership, and Salesforce. One thing that sets our college apart may not be evident at first glance. It's the way that students progress through the business curriculum. All BBA-seeking students take a common set of introductory business courses in the first 2 years. Rather than forcing students to compete against one another for a very limited number of spaces in the business school in their junior year, we encourage students to work collaboratively in the core classes, and every student who earns a B- average in the core is permitted into the upper level. After completion of the business core, our students participate in an integrated curriculum known as COB 300, which is composed of courses in management, marketing, operations, and finance. These courses are taught in an integrated MBA-style fashion where students get an excellent view of how real businesses work, and they work in teams to develop business plans for fictitious yet viable companies of their own creation. Each year, the top business plan teams are selected to compete for scholarships in a showcase similar to Shark Tank. Your experience in the College of Business isn't only about the skills you develop, but about the relationships that you form as well. Business students can choose to join the Madison Biz residential learning community in their first year, where they will find a special sense of belonging. Later, they can engage with their peers, faculty, and the world in a life-changing study abroad experience. We have a unique junior year semester abroad program just for business majors in Antwerp, Belgium, where students earn a concentration in European business. Each summer, faculty in the College of Business and across the university lead our students on short-term experiences, including a global supply chain program in Central America. Our students engage with the greater community through service learning projects like our alternative spring break partnership with the Habitat Restore in Nashville. They develop close connections with faculty as paid research assistants in our research experience for undergraduates. And they build leadership and teamwork skills in more than 30 student organizations in the College of Business and more than 400 organizations across campus. Students don't magically become polished young professionals after spending 4 years in college, though. We offer services to help you shine when you interview for jobs and enter the workplace. The College of Business Office of Professional Development and Engagement, along with the University Career Center, offer students programming as early as their freshman year to build a resume and skill set that will set them on a path for success upon graduation. Students begin with assessing their innate talents using Clifton Strengths for Students in the freshman year. As sophomores, they engage in a semester-long program we call Career Kickstart, where they develop a starter resume, an elevator pitch, and a LinkedIn profile. We capitalize on the commitment of our alumni to help students connect to employers with our career treks to New York and Washington, as well as our alumni mentor group on LinkedIn. Companies such as Accenture, IBM, and KPMG work with students in capstone courses on real consulting projects, and frequently those relationships lead to internships and full-time offers. It's no surprise that the U.S. Department of Education has rated JMU as the best school in Virginia to get a job for the last 3 years. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you've gained some insight about what makes the JMU College of Business one of the top schools in the country for return on investment. Even more, it is a place to belong, to spend 4 incredible years, and to be part of the JMU Nation for the rest of your lives. Thanks. Andy?
All right. Thank you so much to James Madison University. And that was actually our final presenter of this evening, but we still have a little bit of time left. So I would like to invite our presenters to go ahead and turn their cameras back on so we can do a little Q&A here. So what I'd first like to ask everyone is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and start with the University of Minnesota again.
Yeah, I guess for my advice, I would say when students are thinking of choosing a college, I think one of the top 4 reasons you would choose one is, how does it feel to you, right? Like we could all come to your schools, we could meet you virtually, we could present until we're blue in the face about how much we love our schools, but how could we possibly describe that feeling when you are physically walking on our campus, taking in the sights, soaking in the sounds? I mean, my advice would be is that if you're seriously considering a college, I highly encourage you to visit them, because then you can get that feeling in your gut if it feels good to you. And honestly, we can never describe that for you. So that would be my advice.
My advice is to watch deadlines. I know, especially once you get into your senior year, it's really easy. There's so many things, homecoming, just being a senior, prom, senior nights. And deadlines are deadlines, unfortunately. And so many times you may be able to apply till May 1st, but if you don't apply by December 1st, you're not eligible for scholarships. And especially with the cost of higher education, scholarships are really important. Don't leave money on the table because you're like, oh, I'll get to it later, because we know we all get busy. I've done it too, and miss the deadlines. We just don't want you to do that.
I definitely would have to echo Rebecca, watch your deadlines, as well as ask lots of questions. That's what each of us are here for within our respective institutions. Ask questions. We want to serve as that resource for you. We want to be here for you. So please ask questions. And if we don't know the questions, we can get you to the right person who knows the questions. So watch your deadlines and ask tons of questions as you're going through the process.
Yeah, I always say, tell students who never know where they want to go is just to figure out where you want to do, like what you want to do with your major, because I know a lot of people who like to follow other people and then they're like, why did I do that? Just figure out what major you want and then try to find out how far you want to go, instead of figure out where you're going and then be like, I don't know what I want with my life. So that's what I like to tell people.
I would say if you can visit schools in person, before you, certainly before you actually go. There's nothing like being here on our campus. I know that you just get the feeling. And as the mom of somebody who visited 13 universities, it was the one that it was just the right fit. So find the one that works the best for you. Our university happens to admit students to the entire university. You're not applying just to the business school. So ask those kinds of questions. If if you're not sure what you want, that's certainly going to be a consideration. That you want to be someplace where you're going to feel important, where you're going to feel connected, and where you're going to be able to study what you want to study.
Yeah, great advice. And of course, if you visit all the schools here, that'd be a nice little road trip too. Next question is, what's one thing that you want students to remember about your school? And we'll go ahead and start with University of Minnesota again.
So I appreciate this question because I want to address one. We are in Minnesota. Yes, it gets cold here. It does. However, we are not a snowmageddon all the time, y'all. We do reach the 90s in the summer. I also want to share roughly 80% of our campus is connected by underground tunnelway or skyway. So if you want to stay warm all year long, you can. And also the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, 3/4 are also second floor heated skyway as well. So yes, it gets cold. We do know what to do about it.
Well, kind of some similar vein. Nebraska, people think, are there people there? I get that a lot. Like, there's a lot of cows, but there are a lot of things to do, especially in Lincoln, being the second largest city in the state, still much smaller than if you're like in Houston or Dallas or somewhere like that. But there's still plenty to do for students. Even on the weekends, you're not going to just be like, okay, I guess I'm going to go chase some cows or, those kind of things. There's plenty to do. Music, social life, those kind of things too.
I definitely have to echo the University of Minnesota and also Nebraska. We do experience the cold as well in Michigan, and we get a lot, but our students who come from all over in more of like those warmer states absolutely love the snow. Like, they're always talking about, like, just because they've never seen it. So I think that I definitely have to echo that as well. And knowing that coming to the University of Michigan, you are coming to a community, not just the business school in particular, like kind of like James Madison, you do have to apply to the University of Michigan and then preferred admissions to Ross. So you're getting admitted to the University of Michigan, and then the Ross, if you are selected to be a part of the Ross School of Business. So you're becoming a part of something so much larger. So that is what I would like you all to remember. But yeah, we get snow as well. So, but we're getting out of the snow now. So I think so. I don't. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see some spring here in a couple of weeks. But yes, that's what I would say for our institution.
Well, if I continue the cold trend, yes, it's cold here too. But the thing I like to have people realize is that, like, we're a smaller campus of like 3,000 students, but we have students from all around the world. And if a Southern California person can handle the cold up here, they will. Most people can too. They actually adapt the best out of everyone. It surprises me. But yeah, we have people from all around the world, and it's crazy to think about when you saw the map, Northern North Dakota, you wouldn't exactly think like that. But yeah, and more than just Canada, we actually have people from Africa, Europe, Asia, and it actually surprised me. I'm from North Dakota, so that's the surprising thing is even though it's like smaller and up there, it acts like a bigger university.
Okay, now I guess I am the odd person out. It does get cold once in a while in Virginia, but it's a really beautiful place to be in the Shenandoah Valley. I must say that I don't think I've ever been as cold as I was in Frisco, Texas a few years ago. JMU competed for the FCS. Well, we actually won the FCS National Football Championship in Frisco, and it was freezing cold. Anyway, all kidding aside, I think that it's our emphasis on the undergraduate student at James Madison University. We are a fairly big school, about 22,000 students, but about 80% of our students are undergraduates, and almost all of our undergraduates are what you would call traditional undergraduate students in that 18 to 22-year-old age range. They live either on campus or in an apartment adjacent to campus. We have a very vibrant on-campus community. There is a lot to get involved in. Our students are known for being doers, and about a third of the courses that you take at JMU are in the is in general education. So while we have a really strong business school, you're going to be taking a lot of classes with students from across campus who are majoring in music, engineering, education, all sorts of things.
Great. Well, thank you so much for all those cool answers, right? Kind of a joke there, but we are kind of heading to the end of our session today. So I do want to say a quick thank you to all of our presenters for sharing information about their institutions. A lot of really, really good information out there. And also thanks to all of you for joining us today. When you do close this window, there is going to be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We also encourage you to check back at the schedule and sign up for more sessions. We do have one more session tonight, and we have sessions going on tomorrow and the next day as well. And last of all, you will be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Texas. Thanks again, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the fair.